this place.
That is if you fast.
That's a whole lot of journey, man.
If you fast.
I think from Jos to Plateau is about 1 hour.
From just to win.
Jos. I say Jos to Plateau. From Bauchi to Jos is about an hour.
Just at 30 minutes.
The road is bad now.
Not be say the road bad. Sanity.
Okay, 1 hour. Plateau to this place, 3 hours.
That one I before.
No, I went to Jos.
It's nice to travel there.
I drove to Jos.
Okay, they calculate your private car.
I drove,
You can calculate private
I
car.
drove to Jos.
If you drive with the normal motor, there's a problem.
Doesn't have the
Now
same
they
Jos.
make the rich people, they beef the poor people.
Who said
That's
it?
why you have Maitama for the
Yeah.
the one way you go park, go enter motor. This one they get speed limits.
I drove to Jos. I drove to Jos.
But how's it been for you? How did you come to the point that you want to do a talkathon?
Now you want interview?
I need to ask you that question. You know say this work we dey do am just say you dey Guinness Book of Record, me I dey inside radio.
They say.
Me I dey inside radio, you dey inside talkathon, you dey Guinness Book Record. How you take you just sit down one day say I want to do talkathon.
My brother.
What do you want to achieve?
Eh? I just want to set a record so that my fellow
Talkers.
journalists can follow.
So you are proud.
Now I have set the pace.
No, you are proud.
No.
No, now you just want to be able to say it is me, I did it, I am the one, I talk for 100 hours. I talk, that's what you want to do.
I just not saying that somebody to go open road.
So how do you feel now that you have talked for 100 hours?
My brother, I don't even know how I feel now.
So you know,
I don't even know if I'm just maybe when I'm done, when my head's done settle very well, I don't know.
they will give you a award.
Eh?
How much they will pay you?
You don't want to again.
No, now let's talk. This thing is business thing.
After the show.
So they will not pay you.
After.
No, let's talk in the show now because after the show we start talking about money. You will not tell me that we are off camera. Now that we are on the show,
No, outside the
so
show.
that we can talk percentage.
I don't understand. I know. I'm gonna meet my manager.
You know, you need people with the other say, I was there. You know, you need evidence. Say, I was there for the talkathon.
See you then.
Now, don't tell me say I go decide TV.
Hey, my God.
Well done.
Thanks, bro.
Well done.
Thanks.
You don't like how many hours now? You don't see any country where I mean?
We have moved.
But you know, say, if not, we say this country here, by now we can suppose you're rich here. Honestly, if something great like this happening in place, at least government is supposed to send some kind of people come here. When it is the properly functional, you understand? It's supposed to be saying 111. It's supposed to be national honor. Like by the end of tomorrow, yes, let me tell you, by the end of tomorrow, they should announce in MON. You know, like MON or GCFR.
Eh? For whom?
GCFR that will talk at all.
For whom?
Say nobody will talk anything for this country unless they contact you.
No, my brother, leave GCFR for the owner. Leave it for the owner. Wow, so it's nice meeting you today.
Thank you.
Since you left for Gombe, you left us in Abuja here.
Someone needs to go there. Someone needs to tell the stories of the North. Someone needs to tell the stories about the North. You know, we can't be here assuming what is going on in the North and making up stories for them.
That's true.
People who write their stories are not even there. So you need to be there, you need to experience the people to tell their stories. It's just like this African thing we're having now. So the white man saying that the Africans, they are people of dark history, right? And we are now going to believe it that we're people of dark history, but then we forget the fact that they came at some point and they almost totally erased our history. But thank God that somehow we have a way of preserving some of these stories by handing it mouth to mouth, generation to generation. But things like our totems and other things that they stole, they took. We're asking for reparation. So basically, we need to be in Nigeria to tell the Nigerian story.
That's
We
true.
need to be in the North to tell the northern stories accurately, properly. That's why I'm there.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Oh.
Thanks, man.
So I don't join Talkathon. When they call the history last now, my name join.
MC Osaziri. Okay. Let's do this. You can't talk fast.
I feel bent for you.
No, no.
Now you carry better Guinness Book of Record.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, boss.
Thank you.
Well, continue talking. May you talk forever.
Still on. And we're still live. Facebook, go there. Twitter, go there. Instagram, go there. TikTok, go there. And the name is Peniel Diala. My next guest is no other person than, she's a woman of, she's a leader by excellence. Yes. When you hear her talk, you will know that. Amaka Modi. Hi, good evening.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
to meet you in person.
My pleasure, my dear. Any day.
So I can say congratulations already
You can go ahead and say it.
ahead of them.
You can go ahead and say it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yeah. Amaka, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm trying.
I'm wondering how you're doing it. Like, it's been, this is the fifth day.
Yes, it's the fifth day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's the fifth day.
Well done.
Thank you.
At what point did you get into like an autopilot state?
I'm not an autopilot, you know.
It looks like it.
Huh?
It looks like it.
Like I'm on autopilot now.
Mhm.
No. If I'm on autopilot, I won't be talking now. You just be the one talking, and I'll just be looking at you.
But it's really good to be here, and I'm glad to be making history with you.
Thank you very much. Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Talk to them. Oh, yeah. Just talk to them. Let them hear you.
Okay, my name is Amaka Rachel Modi. My friends call me ARM, some call me Amara. I'm a leadership coach. You can also say like a human capacity developer. So what I do for a living is I raise leaders. Oftentimes when people think about leadership, they think that it's for the people with the titles, you know, those who we elect into offices like the presidents, the governors, or maybe those in the church, the pastors, the imams, or maybe the boss in the office. But everyone is a leader. So that's what I do.
Wow.
Yes.
Now I'm used to wow now. Wow. Wow. I've learned wow. But it's okay. So, leadership. Who is a leader? Now that's what they ask. And they say, who is a leader? Now hit your head like this. With your biro, your paper. A leader is. But you're now the one talking.
Okay, so a leader, like I was saying, oftentimes we think that it's a person with a title, that's the leader. But when you understand the concept of leadership, you realize that each of us play a role in leadership in life. My life coach defined leadership as the assumption of responsibility for guidance, action and control based on the burden of superior knowledge and higher information. So it means that I take responsibility for a better world because I have something that I can give. So there's higher information, there's superior knowledge, there's something that I have that I can teach, there's something that I know that I can pass. So at any point in time, every one of us has that thing, and we can pass it to the next person. So it makes every one of us leaders. So when you talk about responsibility, there are two keywords there, response and ability. So in simple terms, it's your ability to respond. Respond to what? Respond to people and their needs. Respond to your environment. Respond to the call for a better life, to the call for a better country, to the call for a better family, to the call for a better nation. So irrespective of where you find yourself, your ability to respond is leadership.
Interesting. You know, there's this popular saying among us now that it starts and ends with leadership. And I always want to drive it around my country because we all are Nigerians. Every time I say, when you vote for this person, so this person is not a leader. Each time we vote for people, we either complain that they're not good, they're bad, and all of that. But like you just said now, if we want to just place this country on a scale of 1 to 10, on who we're going to say that the problem of this country lies?
Okay, so you see, when people become leaders, in the context that you just analyzed, the politicians, for example, we need to understand that they didn't fall from the sky. They came from amongst us. So the political leaders become a reflection of the people that we are. They become a reflection of the values that we have imbibed. They become a reflection of the character that we have emulated. And also a reflection of what we have endorsed and celebrated. So, in your everyday life, okay, so we're in Nigeria, right? When I have to deal with the next Nigerian, what's in my mind? Or what's on my mind? Do I want the best for that person, or am I looking to take advantage of that person? When I have an opportunity to do business with you, what's on my mind? What's my motive? You know, so you find how somebody brings somebody into a deal and then the person goes to the back and takes that person out. Why? Because I want to make all the profit for myself. So if I can do it to you, why shouldn't the leader do it? Because they are a reflection of who we are. So we're not going to have a better nation until each individual takes responsibility for better, to be better. So who I am becomes a reflection of what is prevalent in the nation. So it's okay, of course, because they man the offices, there's a sense of responsibility and there's a call for responsibility. But it's a 4-year tenure, right? People will come and go. Somebody else will come. And then we'll see the same thing happen again and again, because until we become better as individuals, we're not going to have better politicians, we're not going to have better bosses, we're not going to have better parents. Even in the home front, for instance, they say charity begins at home. How is leadership like in the home front? Who takes responsibility for a better home? Is it just the father? Is it just the mother? Or does everyone in the family have a role to play? So I'm a champion for leadership for everyone, because it means that every one of us can take responsibility. Now, in taking responsibility, it means that I want to give of who I am. My life coach, Pastor Chris, defines success as impacting your world with the investment of your personality. So in that place, you see that who you are is what you can give. There's a saying that you can only give what you have, right? It's the knowledge that I have that I can pass on to the next person. It's what if I say I want to give you ₦1 million, if I don't have it in my account, I can't transfer it to you. So it's what you have that you can give. So who am I? Nigeria. It means that I have to be a better Nigerian. We need to forget that Nigeria is not just a landmass. When you fly the airplane, you see a lot of desert, right? You see water, you see land. Some of those places are not you hear Pacific Ocean or something island. Some of those places are not, you hear Pacific Ocean or something island. But what makes a place is the people. There will be no Nigeria without Nigerians. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So when we say Nigeria, 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 it's not a place, it's a people. So who I am as a Nigerian is who Nigeria is. So the country is a reflection of the embodiment of the people. If I get better and you get better, if I'm looking out for you and you're looking out for me, if every one of us will take the responsibility for a better country, then leadership is really for everyone.
You know, we seem to live in a world that is totally in disarray, sort of, especially in the area of leadership. Now the question will be, who will take the lead? One, you know, we complain that our youths are very quick to accept whatever comes their way, and then the leaders, quote and unquote, are not ready to let go. So at this point, we all take sides. We're all taking sides, just like we are now. What is going on in the country? Everyone is just taking sides. The leadership will tell you, it's the fault of those that have been led. Those that have been led will tell you, no, it's the fault of the leadership. So in this, of those that have been led, those that have been led will tell you, no, it's the fault of the leadership. So in this, who takes the lead?
So the individual make of every person responsibility. Me as an individual, what's my desire for the nation? What kind of Nigerian do I want to interact with every day that I meet a Nigerian? What kind of nation do I see? So the first point of call is ensuring that I am that person. There's a saying that be the change you want to see, right? It's easy to say this person is like this person is like this. Like when I do some like mentorship sessions on marriage, you hear people who have a list of the kind of person they want to marry. Oh, he has to be like this, she has to be like this. And oftentimes you are asking, that thing that you are demanding from the other person, is it in you? Why are we demanding from something that we have not imbibed in us? So that's the place where you have to hold yourself responsible for the kind of world you want to see. And in individual development, that's human capacity development, there are key things that every individual must be able to define for themselves. First and foremost, you talk about the youths. While we have a lot of enterprising youths with focus, vision, purpose, and it's really beautiful to see many young people thrive amidst all the adversities and the challenges that we may have faced as a nation. But how the number in collectivity? Each person must define the vision for their life. Amidst the state of things in the country, what do you want for yourself? Because we've seen that even in adverse situations, people can thrive and they can succeed with their life. So it's okay to blame the government and say it's an individual. You can define what you want for yourself and map out that journey and make a success of your life. So having defined a vision, the next thing you want to look at, and I think it's very key, it's our time management as individuals. Everybody has 24 hours. Whether you make a success or a failure out of your life, your 24 hours is your life. You know, when we say lifetime, they say a man lived for 80 years, right? He lived for 8 decades. Every year had 365 days, and every day had 24 hours. So the life that a man lives is actually a summation of all his time, his use of time. So my use of time is my use of life. 24 hours. If I were to bring like 6 people and ask them, what do you do with your 24 hours? In looking at that, if you're able to use your time well and fit into, you say, oh, I want to be a medical doctor, I want to be this, I want to be that. into your 24 hours. That's why when we go to school, they say, oh, you have to attend classes, you have to do projects, you have to do this, you have to do that, because they are conscious of the fact that you're on a journey to becoming a medical doctor. You want to be a successful entrepreneur. And then all you do is watch seasonal movies. You know those seasonal movies like 24 that has 24 episodes and each one is about an hour. So and these days there's so much to take your time. But you then have to be intentional to say that this is what I want to do with my life. And it should feature in your 24 hours. You want to look at time wasters. So what I do is this. Let's say your day starts at 5 a.m. Do a list from 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. That is, you have a long list of 24 hours, right? 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., like that till you get to 4 a.m. You are not often working from 9 to 5. Within that 9 to 5, there's a time you picked up your phone and you were there on social media for 30 minutes. There was a time you jumped on a call for 15 minutes. There was a time you found something passing and then it got your attention. So you find that even while at work, there's a 30 minutes here, a 15 minutes here, a 10 minutes here, that by the time you bring them together, it will shock you that you have a block of 2 hours that you waste every day in the name of I work from 9 to 5. In that 2 hours, if you do a course that you can take, use just 1 hour every day while at work, in 5 years on that job, you have the edge over your colleagues who just wake up every day and say, oh, I'm in traffic, I get to work late, and then I close at 5, I don't get home until 8. I live in Lagos, so sometimes you know the whole traffic story. Now, okay, I'm in traffic for 3 hours. What am I doing that 3 hours? You know what most of us do? We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on social media. So your use of time now becomes very, very important in determining what you want to really become and if you become it. Then finally in that category, I will talk about accountability partnership. We live in a world where, especially with the young people, they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be accountable to anyone. So freedom of speech, but now you find a 15-year-old comfortably insulting a 50-year-old on social media because I have my account, you have your account. It's a crazy world, right? But accountability partnership means that I have a plan for my life, and I'm reminding you, Peniel, remember what you want to become. Remember what you said you would do. You are getting distracted. Then we can review goals. We can review the plans, maybe every week, every month. Look at what we said we would do. Did we do it? Okay, what were the challenges? What were the hindrances? What can we do? What solutions can we prefer to ensure that we take that step further in the journey of success? So if as individuals we take our lives seriously and as a project, I think our nation will be better. I've personally seen the power, the transformative power of leadership, where you intentionally look out for people, making them accountable and ensuring that they become what they should become. Every one of us. So I personally mentor like thousands of young people, not just young people, because sometimes in some of those networks I have people who are as advanced as 70-year-olds, and then you see a 70-year-old woman in 2 years achieving what she didn't achieve all her life, and it seems like she's just starting her life just by these simple structures in place. Defining your goal, it can be periodical. Okay, now 2025 is just by the corner. What goals have we each set? Or now as the life come, now it will happen.
Speak pidgin.
Oh, it's shocking. Oh, you think we did Nigeria now.
You've been fighting English since. You've been fighting English since now.
I've
You've been fighting English since now.
Okay. I remember that the comedian, the Selkie guy, and how he said that he has to switch. You know, we're on interview, but we service speak pidgin too. Yes, yes. So 2025 is just by the con and goals because there was no plan. So my use of time is not important because my plans don't fit into my time. Then I'm not accountable to anybody. You know, let me let you ask me the next question.
No, talk.
It's an interview.
I know. I want to allow you just free your mind.
No, ask me another question.
You think you speak pidgin again?
I should speak pidgin again.
Please get her one water.
Thank you.
Water, please.
Okay.
Yes. I know we're talking on leadership,
Yes.
and I narrow my leadership talk around. I narrow my leadership talk all the time around governance, right? And
When you say governance, that's the politics part.
yes.
That is. But that's the fallacy because leadership is not just politics. So what that does is that it leaves our lives in the hands of a few. Is it true?
For politics, right? Since it's politics we're discussing, basically when you talk about leadership,
Everybody thinks politics.
not really thinking, so no matter what you do, there's always a leader, there's always someone up there who serves as your leader in the political space. So it's all intertwined.
But that person doesn't run your family. They don't live in your house. So who raises your children?
Okay, that's a different case.
No, because that now begins to help you see that leadership is beyond politics and governance. Go-fair might be like.
Don't worry, we'll discuss this one after now.
Thank you so much.
Please, where is this madam? Admin. I know, I want to see her, please. Let me see. Yes, please. Okay, we're looking at governance, right? And then for every environment, like I said earlier, every environment, there's an individual who has been saddled with the responsibility of running that space.
Politically.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the person has been given that responsibility. So the person gives account at the end, like they will say, after 4 years, some after 3 years. It depends on what is governing or the policy controlling, regulating that particular space that the individual is occupying. I really want to discuss politics, Mr. For us now, we have 4 years tenure, we have 3 years tenure, and we have youth just in 2027 now. We all will go to the polls, whether church, whether mosque, wherever you find yourself, you must go to the polls to cast a vote. So, in this case now, what kind of message will you be giving to these youths who already have their minds, regardless of where they're going to, space they occupy? Now you understand where I'm coming from.
I do.
Good. So, for these young folks, who either in church or mosque, wherever they go to, who will be going back again.
So we come back to time again. So maybe this other person is 25 and then the guy in power is 65. So there's a gap of 40 years. So the 25-year-old has the opportunity to learn and make the best use of time and not repeat mistakes that maybe the 65-year-old made. He also has an opportunity to learn from the success of the 65-year-old, build on it, and be better. So what I will say to the youth, I will also say to anyone who holds an office of governance And beyond politics, sometimes when we think of the politicians, we think of the governor, the president, the local government chairperson, right? There are agencies, there are institutions, there are bodies that determine how things happen. So you have the executive, and oftentimes that's our focus. We have the judiciary, we have the legislature, right? Then we have the agencies, the agencies that also regulate things. So for instance, you have NAFDAC as a politician, or in that leadership capacity. But that person actually determines if the people in the country lives or die. Because this person is absolutely responsible for what goes in, what comes into our country, what we get as food, and what we take as drugs. So by association, but what you don't know is how it affects the laws and how things are run in the country based on the legal perspective. So everybody is involved. From the whole home front, who are involved. The guy who runs the business, who is responsible for paying salaries to 20 people and has 20 families connected to him, is involved. So what I will say to one, I say to all, the key to a better nation, successful leadership, beautiful governance, is genuine care for the next person. You like the politics talk, and you want to really hold these politicians accountable, and it's beautiful. Sometimes you even get into an office and maybe there's really no experience. But what determines if you succeed and fail is what your motive is. Is your goal to look out for the next person? You run a constituency, a local government. The people in that local government, do you genuinely care about them? Does it matter to you that the youths go to school and make something out of school? Because sometimes we are, go to school. Many of us, they go school. Many of the people on social media that are misbehaving, they went to school. So sometimes it's not just going to school. What is school supposed to achieve in us? It's supposed to open our capacity to analyze through situations and to properly make decisions at every point in time. So that genuine interest to see the next person that we are representing.
I'll have to stand up.
You need it.
So let's go ahead.
Okay, I should stand up with you.
No, if you want to stand, you can sit.
Yes, you are the one interviewing me as I'm standing, so please let me start. Okay, so that's right. That is how you fare. If it is what is most important in my mind. The policies, the laws, we say bills are being signed into law. If I mean well, I will never pass a bill or stand for a bill that I know would harm you. So at the end of the day, the condition of my heart, whether I love the people or not, is what reflects in everything that I do as a leader. So even as a leader with no experience, you say you are a novice. If you mean well for the next person, you do well. I think you can never go wrong with love. Right? Say love covers genuine love. No, love that is not genuine is not love.
That's right, but genuine love.
Okay.
I see, that's why I always tilt towards. It's when there are systems. Love will love. The system will obey the people. But then, when they told me that,
and you know
I
that.
can't keep you for too long.
Okay.
They told me I can't keep you for too long.
It seems like when you come here, you don't want to go again.
Huh?
It's been fun. I say it seems like when you sit down here, there's something here that makes the person not want to. I've observed it with most of the people that came, and it's happening to me now. But I want to.
I love to tie you down, so.
It's great.
What about them? Because of time.
Yeah, thank you. I've had fun.
Because of time. The last words too was listening to you.
What am my last words on the set, right? I would say that leadership is for everybody. And by leadership, I mean that the responsibility for a better world is all in our hands. So every one of us must take responsibility and make up our mind that as long as it depends on us, we'll put in the effort and make our contributions for a better world. Those are my final words.
Thank you very much for your time
Thank
today.
you.
Should I put Pastor Amaka now?
Nah. Did I preach?
Eh?
Did I preach?
I just said, should I put Pastor Amaka? That's all I asked. I should add Pastor Amaka, right? Okay. Well, so on to Peniel Diala, longest marathon interview. And today is day 5.
Yeah.
We're almost there, but not there yet.
How long are you going for?
It's actually end as the spirit lead. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying in advance. I'm saying congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
I want to be in this photo.
Okay. Want to snap again? Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Your water, please. The Prince Joel Bisong, he's an entrepreneur, CEO, GML Farm. Yes, it's evening already. It's the 7. Good evening.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
Record-breaking Peniel.
Please sit. Okay, if you want me to be speaking that English, I will. Thank you very much. How are you today? Yeah, I like that word. Okay, so for the benefit of what we're doing,
Prince Joel. They call me Ambassador Prince Joel. I'm the food security expert. I work with the Africa Food Change Makers as a climate change ambassador. I'm also a farm owner and CEO of GML Farms. So my interest is food security, to inspire young people to change the agri sector, be a part of what government is doing in terms of policies and how it affects smallholder farmers, affects the youth, and affects everything and just smallholder farmers, affects the youth, and affects everything Nigerians. So it's good to be
sure. You know, I really don't understand though. My conversation this period with the youth, I just heard them saying, farming, I hear farm, And I'm wondering, since when?
to do their farm. And so that population is aging. So there is need for a successive, generation that will transit and begin to help bridge the gap between the old and the new. So there's been a lot of campaign awareness conversations around young people coming to the sector. And so that's why you're seeing this vibes among young people. Everybody wants to farm. There's money in it and all of that. So it's a good thing. And the more young people we have coming to the sector, the better. Because I tell you what, the population is growing. The population is growing by the day. Our lands are shrinking because more and more lands are being converted into real estate. So there is this issue of how do we balance food and shelter. Vis-a-vis the number of persons who are aging and phasing out of the farming business. So there's a gap. That gap is there, and so the young people are coming in to fill it. And also the area of innovation. Young people are very enterprising. The energy is there, and then they are very creative. So you see that it appeals to their psyche. When you hear things like precision agriculture, you hear things like remote sensory, you hear things like climate change. So you see more young people trying to come into that space and feel it. And so that's a very good one for the country and good for everybody.
I think now you get it. Because I've spoken with, and I actually was impressed in the sense that we used to see farming as a theme of the aged, right? And we used to see farming also as being obsolete. But now seeing young folks come into the business of farming.
My mom had always been a farmer, right? So I had an agrarian mom. My father being a pastor, but my mom was very agrarian. So she did most of the farm work. And it came with so much of hard labor. Back in those times, it wasn't like a greenhouse farming. And so it was more of, you must be under the sun, you must do your weeding, so it had a lot of labor. So during my NYC days in Abuja, I was part of the Millennium Development Goals group, where we were inspired to see, they showed us numbers and data, where Nigeria was in terms of achieving zero hunger, zero poverty. So I saw a gap there. I said, okay, well, I can come in here and try to contribute my own quota. So that's how we began in 2018. It was not so easy then, right? So we began in 2018, talking to people. Oh, there is prospect in farming. Now that today, we've been able to move from just awareness and campaign. We now have rural household holders who come to the farm to earn a living from it. They learn best practices. So that's our journey up to this point. Yeah.
So you own the farm now?
Yeah, farm owner, brother.
Where?
There is this place between Nasarawa and Abuja. It's called Kreshi.
Okay, Kanshi.
Yes, Kreshi. Yeah, so within that access.
It's a very large farm.
Yeah, at the moment it's about us that we are no longer just farmers on paper, farmers by conversations, but we're farmers who are practicing, and then and all of that. Yeah.
Is there livestock attached to it?
Okay. We don't have livestock for now, but it's something we're looking into maybe in the next 2 years. Right now, we just want to establish the basics, which is crop production. So maybe in the next 2 years, we might diversify into livestock production.
That's a whole lot. 5 hectares. Yeah, that's a whole lot.
Thank you, brother.
That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot.
Thank you.
That's a whole lot. So in the next 10 years, where do you see your farm?
Okay, so in the next 10 years, we're seeing ourselves having these farm centers cut across the 6 geopolitical zones. These farm centers are fully automated. They are home away from home, right? They are going to meet what we call tourism expectations, meet food expectation, meet financial expectation. That means that, what am I saying? A lot of people who come into farming, they want to make money, right? But they are not able to make, right? So we want them to be able to have those expectations met. A lot of people will come into farming for career.
Where do you see your farm?
Okay, so the next thing is we're seeing ourselves having these farm centers cut across the 6 geopolitical zones. These farm centers are fully automated. They are, they are home away from home, right? They are going to meet what we want our farms to be able to address. Not just in Nigeria, not just in Abuja, or we should have them in the southwest, have them in the northwest, not able to play in terms of creating that market for our products. I know you wanted to ask me a question there, probably what are some of the challenges we have faced, which it's when you go to agri meetings, you have some of these conversations all the time. But the issue of market, it still lies in the hands of government to resolve that one. Because look, it's easy to sell and make profit in foreign markets, American markets. But to sell within the ECOWAS community, is a big issue. I produce premium tomatoes, right, at the top level, organic, but when you want to sell, you are faced with selling in some local markets who may not be able to have priced that product based on the energy you put in it. So this is where government comes in and pays you value for what you have done. That's the only way they can encourage more young people to come into the space if they're able to solve the issue of government. So yes, we are not supposed to be partnered with government. Government was supposed to be the key drivers as it's practiced in other climes.
I heard government is giving out some soft loans and as well as fertilizers.
Yeah, I was here when the special assistant to the honorable minister was talking. So when you are around government agents, government officers, they have conversation about what government is doing. But when you go down to where the farmers are, we don't have those data. We don't have those data of what government is doing. It's not reflective, right?
That means it's not true.
I don't want to say it's supposed to be the key drivers as it's practiced in other climes.
I heard government is giving out some soft loans and as well as fertilizers.
Yeah, I was here when the special assistant to the honorable minister was talking. So when you are around government agents, government officers, they have conversation about what government is doing. But when you go down to where the farmers are, we don't have those data. We don't have those data of what government is doing. It's not reflective, right?
That means it's not true.
I don't want to say that, but I'm saying that when you meet government personnel, officers, they have their conversations, they try to tell you what they've done, what they're doing. But when you go down to where these farmers are, especially the smaller farmers, they don't have those data.
So to who are they giving? Because you heard him, he said that he was there and when they did
I belong to the All Farmers Association of Nigeria. I belong to the Africa Food Change Makers. In our local indigenous farming groups in Kershi, I also know the people there. Now there is a warehouse in Kershi where these fertilizers are stored. Last month, WFP, the World Food Program, visited our farm as part of checking to see what farmers were doing. And they visited one of those places where fertilizers are stored. Peniel, guess what? Those houses were empty. The fertilizers were not there. Where is the fertilizer? Who took them? Because they were not good. That would have been very good.
I'll just put both of you here so you can slug it out.
That would have been perfect.
But no problem, I'll join you with him.
I know they are hearing us.
I know, but then I'll hand you over to him. That one
That's
I'll
right.
do that.
All right.
I'll do that.
That's right.
You say your farm is in Karishi?
Yeah, we have a farm in Kershi, yes.
Okay.
We grow vegetables, we grow maize, we grow beans.
Wow. So what do you have to tell your fellow farmers?
Okay, so whether it's in being in the farm those small changes matters. Don't hoard them. Contribute them to national food security. That's very important.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Prince Joel Bisong,
Thank you.
an entrepreneur, CEO, and GML Farms. Honestly, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed
Thank
that
you, Peniel.
we still see young guys going into farming business.
Thank you, Peniel.
They've dedicated that stuff to, say it's for the old
No, we
people.
can't allow that to
And
continue.
we all eat.
Yeah.
And everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
They don't say they don't eat.
Everybody
we all
eats.
eat.
So farming is seasonal, but hunger is not seasonal. So we need to push that out.
Thank you very much.
Then contribute them to national food security. That's very important.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Prince Joel Bisong,
Thank you.
an entrepreneur, CEO, and GML Farms. Honestly, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed
Thank
that
you, Peniel.
we still see young guys going into farming business.
Thank you, Peniel.
They've dedicated that stuff to, say it's for the old
No, we
people.
can't allow that to
And
continue.
we all eat.
Yeah.
And everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
They don't say they don't eat.
Everybody
we all
eats.
eat.
So farming is seasonal, but hunger is not seasonal. So we need to push that out.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Where are these my cameramen now? Have they gone oblivion? The Peniel Diala longest marathon interview. Today, Saturday, 30th November 2024. My last guest, honestly, like I said, I really feel I'm impressed. I'm really impressed when I see young folks going into the business of agriculture. Even when we have seemingly relegated that business to the background and relegated it to old folks, saying it's business for the old men. But still see young people in the business of agriculture. At this point, I told us that today is loaded, really, really loaded. Like I told us earlier, like I said that last night, that today is loaded. I've had so many persons on set today. MC Peniel Diala, MC 33. And then the Senior Special Assistant to the Minister of, Honorable Minister of Agriculture. Hawaii was here today, and the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, Prince Adewale Adebayo, was here earlier today. And now he is just the raving sensation and the raving sensation. Well sought after, he's God-fearing, very down to earth, and he's happily married. Happily married with, let me not tell you the number of children, they will come and say it by themselves. So many things we'll be discussing today. I have with me Minister K Strings and his loving wife, Victoria K Strings. This, oh boy. Thank you. Madam, sorry, I'm separating two of you now. Hey, yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let me be looking at both of you like this. You know, right? With the way things are now, for the benefit of what we're doing, this is what we do. You introduce yourself by yourself, then you
Okay.
introduce yourself by yourself.
Okay.
Because I'm a he for she, let me start with that first.
My name is Victoria Innocent, the wife of K Strings. K Strings is Kingsley Innocent, so let me just put it, that's the stage name, K Strings. I am a media evangelist. I'm passionate about godly relationship and marriage, and yes, 31 lineage is my social media handle. Lineage, gotten from Proverbs 31. So that's like trying to, imitate the chapter 31 lineage, Proverbs 31 in our days and time, and that's just simply it.
Oh, yes. Well,
Over to you.
I'm K Strings. My full name is Kingsley Innocent, or Choche, and I'm a music artist. Yeah, I am from Zaria. Well, my state of origin is Benue. I grew up in Zaria, Nigeria. And yes, I have this fusion of Hausa in most of my tracks, Hausa and English in most of my tracks. And yes, we're passionate and God-fearing. We're passionate about Jesus and we're God-fearing.
Thank you very much. It's also interesting to know that Wednesday was your birthday.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You see, for the first time, we're getting to know that his name is Kingsley. You just see K Strings. K Strings. I didn't know. Finally, now we know. So where should I start from? From Oga or from Madam?
Anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yes. AB is area.
oh yes.
AB is area.
You 15. You 15.
That his name is Kingsley. You just see K Strings. K Strings. I didn't know. Finally, now we know. So where should I start from? From Oga or from Madam?
Anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yes. AB is area.
oh yes.
AB is area.
You 15. You 15.
I don't come on right here. I'm left already.
Yeah.
But that's good. This is ABU connection.
Agosite, naturally ahead.
Anything we do here, let's take it that way. It's not my fault. Anything we just do here is ABU connect. But let me start with you. Your fusion of music.
Yeah. That I leave God to answer. Okay. I just found myself doing it, and I take it as it is God's purpose for my destiny to route this way. Yeah. On until we receive new instructions of what to do. So okay, let me just take it down. Take it back memory lane a bit.
Okay.
Yes. So when I couldn't answer them, I was okay. Let me just obey and record the song. So I did. I just took that step of obedience, and the rest is history. It's been from glory to Nigeria, and a lot of questions arose in my heart, in my mind, and so on. And just when I couldn't answer them, I was okay. Let me just obey and record the song. So I did. I just took that step of obedience, and the rest is history. It's been from glory to glory, and each time I get to receive inspirations to write in house, I do not hesitate, because I know that it's all in line with what God wants me to do for now.
I was waiting to see your voice guitar.
Almost birthday.
I was waiting, okay, I'll just see the boss like this. He'll play it and I'll watch him play it. But that will play it with you. Okay, I will be a little bit bam, 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 bam.
Okay, it works.
It works, right?
Yes, perfectly.
When did your dad catch?
Me?
Yes.
School.
If he's like
Yes. Yes.
Best gift ever you gave me.
Oh, say that.
I think your wife was carrying the guitar.
No, not really. We've been friends for 4 years, from 100 level, that's 2015. We met in the garden, at Sculpture Garden.
I studied
Yeah.
finance.
Oh, you study finance?
No, I studied finance.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes.
It's bam, 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 bam.
Okay, it works.
It works, right?
Yes, perfectly.
When did your dad catch?
So, when after the meeting, we